And when I first took the law school admissions test, I scored in the 50th percentile. And I thought to myself, I think I can do better than that. And so I'm a competitive person. So I started challenging myself. And a friend of mine was a tournament chess player. And I had him come to my apartment and just kick my butt in chess over and over again until I learned how to think analytically and tactically, because I was such a creative thinker. I was a divergent thinker, and you needed to be a convergent analyzer to really excel in the critical reasoning test. And so I had to train my brain to think in terms that were being actually tested for and rewarded by that exam. And I gave myself a few months. I went monk, so to speak, where I was just extremely focused and disciplined, and had a regimen. I'd get up at this time every morning, go on a jog, have a breakfast, take practice exams. I wasn't socializing aside from my chess playing friend coming over. And I ended up scoring the 97th percentile. And I could wave into Mensa on that score. So you can do it.
So tell me all right, so that's interesting. Did you make that correlation yourself with the chess playing, or do people who think divergently, is it a known fact that if you want to switch to, I think the terms you use, convergent, that play chess, it'll get you right? Or did you just make that correlation yourself?
I just figured it out. I realized that the skill I had as a writer to come up with new expressions or using bigger and better words wasn't being rewarded at all. Being able to interpret something in many different ways, that wasn't being rewarded. What was being rewarded is sort of this plotting ability to get to the bottom of a logic problem. And that required focus. And so I just knew that what I was doing, what I was innately good at, wasn't working. It wasn't being rewarded. And so I had to retrain and learn to think differently. And it just required more discipline, really. And part of it too is just the ability to focus, because the test is several hours in a row where you just have to solve this problem and then boom, move to the next problem. You can't linger. You can't beat yourself up over a question you didn't get. You just have to be really disciplined and keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
So I just needed to get disciplined. And that's one of the biggest factors of my success, is knowing when I'm not good enough for something, knowing when I'm not ready for a challenge or when I'm likely to fail. And it's okay to fail when you're doing practice runs, but when certain things you approach in life, you have to have a failure is not an option attitude.
Reduce your chances of failure.
Exactly.
So when you do fail, it's something new that you can learn from. Failing from something that you could have easily got advice from an attorney to avoid, you don't really gain from that. I mean, you do, but
it's an unforced error.
There you go.